Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste all music rasikas and my dear viewers across the globe. Sadhana is an initiative of Kirtana established in Hyderabad, India. We started conversing with great masters in our native states of Telangana and Andhra and have completed 50 episodes so far. Our intention in doing this series is to share the experiences of great masters and contribute to the student and amateur artist community. And I'm very happy and overwhelmed to tell that a few of these great masters have come willingly and generously to this platform the second time to share their knowledge. Unlike many other equivalent programs, Sadhana has been able to cover technical aspects in Carnatic music ranging from understanding a raga lapana, naravu, pallavi, improvisation of a varnam, gamakas, sahitya bhava, and so on. Music is such a vast subject, friends, and with so much to share, I invite all of you to benefit from this series and we consider special requests and questions from our audience too. Today, our guest in the conversation is Vidushi SMt YOGA VANDANA. She is an A-top grade artist of All India Radio and Doordarshan. She is a disciple of senior Vidwan late Sri V.S. Anantarao Garu. She was initially trained from Subhashini Shastri Madam for a very brief period. She holds a diploma in music and an Alankar degree in instrumental music from the Akhila Bharatiya Gandharva Mahavidyalaya. She is empaneled artist of the ICCR and she has received the title Shama Shastri Sangeeta Ratna at the National Shama Shastri Music Festival held at Kanchipuram. Vandana Garu has performed in several prestigious sabhas across India and abroad. Namaste Yoga Vandana Garu.
Namaste.
Yeah, today we shall get into the topic of Gamakas as discussed. Carnatic music is identified by Gamakas. So, Vandana Madam, none of us really know how music was rendered in the 18th or 19th century. I think if I'm right, we took to Gamakas from the 20th century masters like Samangudi Srinivasa Iyengar or his previous masters also. So, Vandana Garu, please tell us how these Gamakas really started in our music system. Were these prevalent right from the Annamaya period or it later developed?
Okay. Uh, Namaskaram again, everyone. At the outset, I would like to convey that I'm very happy to be participating in the Sadhana web series conducted by Dr. Kamala Ramani. She called me a couple of days ago and then asked me to participate in this. I will try to share a little bit of whatever my experience and my knowledge is.
Yes, ma'am.
So coming to the Gamaka aspect, Gamakas were there. See the earlier texts by Bharata Muni, Brahadeshi, Matanga, all these have mentioned Gamakas. In fact, Bharata Muni describes that music without Gamakas is like the night without moon, the creeper without flower, and a woman without ornaments.
Yes.
So Gamakas are ornamentations and embellishments of the notes,
Yes.
and music without these melodic notes uh, is not good to hear to the ears. Matanga says that has mentioned Desha Sangeetam and Marga Sangeetam, he has classified. So there was classical music and the folk music. These classifications came as early as Matanga Muni's Deshi.
Hmm.
So Gamakas were there in the earlier period. The only
Okay.
thing is we don't have any reference of all
Yes.
those Gamakas. They have been described also in some of the tests. All the Panchadasha Gamakas, the Shakta Gamakas and all have been described. and
Yes.
very relevant to instrument also. There
Yes.
are certain gamakas which can be done only in vocal, but most of them on the instrument. We do not know what kind of instruments were there during that period. We know, but our knowledge is limited. The present day, that we can produce the sound that we mentioned in all these earlier texts. So the reference
Definitely,
we get is
ma'am, definitely Veena was an instrument. It's an ancient instrument.
ancient instrument.
Yes.
Had different forms. There were 7 string, 9 string,
Yes,
and
yes.
I think the fretted form came about in the 17th century or so.
Right.
So the fretted form, it became even more easy, I think, for the Gamakas to be executed the way it has been described in this
Yes,
text.
yes.
So, though Gamakas they are there, we don't have a reference because texts do not give us the sound.
Hmm.
We only understand it. They don't preserve the sound that has been produced. So, and this kind of tradition cannot be carried over through so many centuries. So the best reference, best period where we can understand the Gamakas is probably from Subbaram Dikshitter's Sangeeta
Sampradaya.
Sampradaya,
Sampradaya Pradarshini.
Pradarshini,
Yes.
where he has not only explained the Gamakas, but he has in the notation he has given also symbols
Symbols.
associated with the Gamakas. So just by reading the notation, we can understand how every note has to be played. So that kind of reference was not there earlier.
Earlier.
My father, who is a Telugu literature, has done several lot of research.
Veturi
And
Prabhakar Shastri garu.
Vetur Prabhakar Shastri Garu is my grandfather,
Yes.
because of whom Annamacharya Kritis have
Uh-huh.
come, um, have reached public.
Yes.
My father continued all the research, and recently, a few years back, they discovered a notated composition of which has been authenticated and found to
Okay.
be a composition of the Talapaka poets.
Annamaj.
So
Okay.
while doing this research, he has found several notated compositions which belong to the
That
15th
period.
century.
Okay.
And he was mentioning that in those notations, there were some, in the manuscripts, there were
Mm-hmm.
some indications like a line drawn from one swara to the other swara.
Okay.
And it was not just a sporadic thing, it was quite frequently seen. So,
Okay.
what is the meaning of those lines? We do not know. Maybe they were indicative of some Gamakas. We
Right.
cannot say. More research has to be done on that. But when we talk about Sangeeta Sampradaya Pradarshini, clear cut symbols have been given
Yes,
for
yes.
all the
Yes.
Gamakas that have been mentioned there.
Yes.
So, by just seeing the notation, we can understand. With earlier texts, it's only an explanation and we don't have a reference. So, even though Gamakas were there from earlier period, as you said, from the 20th century, we have a reference and also
Reference.
due to the Guru Sishya
Yes.
Parampara
Yes.
during the musical trinity, it was carried, the tradition was carried on by the oral method also.
Yes.
So,
So,
the reference that we get is from the Trinity period now,
yes, yes.
the
And their
best of
Sishya
my
Parampara.
knowledge.
Yes. So their Sishya Parampara is the only reference we have.
Yes,
Yes.
and of course, notation prakarana was there because we know that Tyagaraja Swami used to sing and his Sishyas used to
Mm-hmm.
notate.
Yes,
So
yes.
there are notations in
Mm-hmm.
the notations were written a little more
Yes.
clearly and it was passed on along with the tradition. So we have authentic, like we know
Yes.
that these compositions were sung like this and we
Yes.
know the reference.
Yes. So the terms as we hear Dasavida Gamakas or Panchadasa Gamakas, as we study, and explain in our music exams, I find most of these Gamakas we just render unknowingly.
Yes.
We apply all of them. So what do you say about this, ma'am?
Music is more practical oriented, so uh, we explain to the students. So this is the way you have to glide, and most of if the students are of different language from what we speak, then
Yes.
most of the communication happens in English only. And
Yes.
we'll say glide from this swaram to swaram, and this you have to oscillate here. But we don't tend to use those technical terms that have been handed over to
I know, I
us.
know. There are
And
much more difficult terms like dalu, ahatam, pratyahatam, and all, which we colloquially don't use these terms at all.
don't
Probably
use,
we
yes.
use all these Gamaka applications, but we don't call them by these names.
Yeah, yes. No, in the Panchadasha, more than that, we use the Dashavida and those varieties more.
Right, right.
And yes, we don't use those technical terms. It's,
Hmm.
I feel, more of academic interest for theory and for examinations.
I know.
And if the student is interested, then they come back. Then it's like we are also revisiting. It happens that we also tend to forget and
The
connect, but
I
most
know, I
of
know,
them do
and
it
connect.
unknowingly also.
True, true. Yes,
And so practically we show, okay, this is the way the Gamaka has to be done. And
exactly.
the student picks up if he or she is capable. But once they have to appear for some exams conducted like the diploma and all,
Yes.
there they'll start reading the theory. That's when they come back to the teacher, and the guru has to explain at that time and show it
True, true.
with
Yeah.
examples.
Yes,
Can't
yes,
say that.
yes.
So
But as such, when we say a jaru gamakam, the word itself suggests that it's a
yeah,
glide.
yes,
And when we say janta, the word itself, tells us that it's a pair of notes and we are trying to show the second note with a stress and things like that. All the terms are not, connecting to what is
no,
done, the
for
prakriya.
example, we say janta, but we don't say spuritam.
We don't call it
To
spiritam.
a
Yes,
beginner student, this is like spuritam, so they will not understand when
yes.
you are
They
going
won't
to
be able to
see the
connect the
second note
term and
with
the
the support
prakriya.
of the previous note.
Yes.
So all that beginners at least will not understand, and
Hmm.
those people who students who come late, they will be interested in learning a practical oriented and how to play and all
Yes.
rather than. So yes, but at some stage it has to be introduced so
Hmm.
that it's not forgotten. Instead of continuously using the common layman's words,
Hmm.
these technical terms also should be used and
So,
explained, at
okay.
least at an advanced level.
Okay. So you insist that they learn the terms in due course.
Yes, and the prakriya also has to be explained and shown.
Yes.
All our great senior artists have done. That's why these lecture demonstrations are done because the guru doesn't, most of the time,
Yes,
guru
yes.
doesn't take a class and explain these things. It is more practically shown,
Yes, yes.
and the student she sees the like Veena is. I
Hmm.
keep telling students it's a visual art.
Yes.
Just by seeing how the hand moves, you can learn a lot of things.
Yes.
So by seeing, they learn those things, and young children they just emulate, they copy, and they get it.
Yes, yes.
Uh, so it's easier to learn when they join
Hmm.
the classes at a younger age.
Yes.
But at that age, you cannot expect them to understand all the technical terms. Even if you explain, they may
Hmm.
not understand it so well. So after they reach a level, a certain level, then we should
Yes, yes.
introduce it and
Hmm.
explain and teach.
Hmm. 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 But
Show it with
yes,
examples.
yes. I always feel, if the terms are much more connected to the prakriya, I mean, what we do in a gamakam, it will be much more easy for us to follow and remember the terms also. But I think it's high time some great masters must get back to these terms and, make a new term for these so that it is easy to remember and easy to
Well,
learn. Though, of course, being a performing
That's
art,
very
we all
great.
perform in the way wanted.
Apart
Yes,
from once you say once in a name, if we can show
yes,
what the actual
that is
outcome
true.
is,
That is true.
then the student who continues and has a
Yes, yes,
passion will definitely
yes,
understand and get to know it,
yes,
uh,
yes.
by whatever means.
Okay, okay. Now, leaving the theory apart, it is Gamakas that, sometimes changes the color of a raga.
Yes.
Say, when we take an example of Bhairavi and Kararapriya, the same Sadharana Gandhara is depicted in Bhairavi in a different way and in Kararapriya in a different way. So it is just the Gamakam that differentiates the ragas. Can you put some light on that, ma'am, and give us some more examples?
Yeah, sure. I can just play and show.
Yes, ma'am. No, let us not worry about the terminology now. Let us keep that apart. Being a performing art, we are more, interested in learning how it is performed, how it is
Yes.
rendered, whatever gamakam.
The Kararapriya, if you take Kararapriya and Veena, Kararapriya is
Yes,
more on the lighter side.
yes,
And Bhairavi is a very Dhanaragam, which is heavy. So the Gamakas, they are also very stronger as compared to
yes.
Kararapriya.
Hmm.
The Gamakas are softer
Hmm.
and a little, it's on the lighter side. You can play it heavy also.
Yes,
But Bhairavi, especially in the Gandharam, if you take,
yes,
when you play in the Bhairavi, this is Gandharapriya.
hmm. 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 Hmm.
So the Gandharam has a stronger.
Yes,
In the Bhairavi, it is said that in Bhairavi, all the famous Varnam, Ekathalavarnam, all the Gamakas have been used in the.
yes, yes. Yes.
What you play in Riga, a similar type of Gamakam comes in Dani in Kararapiya. Here
Mm-hmm.
there is a Shuddha also, so the Gamaka, the
Yes.
color of the ragam itself changes.
Yes. 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 Right.
This kind of Gamakam will not come in Kararapiya.
Kararapriya. Yes. Yes. Todi and Sindhu Bhairavi.
Todi will take your life out of it if, by the time you master on Veena.
Yes.
Every swaram has got so many colors.
Yes. Yes.
In our own krama, it is played in a certain way. In the Aroham, it is
It's
played.
played in a certain way. Yes.
This is the Todi Vandanam, which is done in the Aroham, it is done like that.
Yes.
In the Aroham, it is taken with.
Yes.
Similarly, again, it is it's an Hindustani ragam which has been taken by the
Mm.
Carnatic system.
Mm.
Then again, it is there is a lighter shade to it.
Yes.
This
Yes.
heavy gamakams will not come there.
Yes.
More of more of
Mm-hmm.
spirituals and what we can say.
Mm. So much of a difference. Yes. Theoretically, the Swarasthanas are the same, but the hell lot of a difference.
A lot of difference.
Yes. I know. Right. Right.
Nishadam, if you take, it has you play me, you
Play
play
me also. Yes.
Nishadam in the Chaturshruti Daivatam plays, then you can play
Yes.
Nishadam in the Daivatam, Shuddha Daivatam plays. It is done
Yes.
in Panchamam also. So all these colors have to be understood, and you can learn it by lot of hearing and also
Listening.
through,
Yes.
of course,
Listening and practice. That's
through
it.
Guru. There are certain
It's
ragas
Guru
that you
Mukhena.
cannot master it on your own.
Right. Right. It has to be Guru Mukhena. Yes. Todi is one such ragam. Yes. Yes. Any other example, ma'am? Two ragas. where the Gamakas differentiate them.
If you take maybe Saveri,
Yeah.
the Rishabham in Saveri, it is oscillated
Mm-hmm.
in,
Shadjam itself.
in Shadja itself. So it is said that the value of Re is slightly lesser than
Sudarishpam also, yes.
So the Gamaka there is So this is how I explain to my students. So how do you play? How much to pull? What is the depth of the Gamaka? The students have to understand. So it
Yes.
is you should not do that. So you're not playing a clear read. It's not that much also, even less.
Right.
Saveri, they say in Tamil, that in Saveri it is almost like Sa. There's
Yes,
an
yes.
oscillation in Sa.
Sa itself is Re. Right. Similarly, the Suddha Daivatam also in Saveri.
You can play certain playing notes, but you should not oscillate them. Then it is going higher than that.
Yes.
So
Right.
Gamakam is not just going and oscillating anywhere. So it depends on the raga, the swara. You can't do because it is going higher than Re. So you have to oscillate in Sa.
Right.
By playing, there are some ragas where you can play the Rishabham playing, like maybe Revati.
Right. Right.
Here you can play clear Vishadam.
Yes.
You can play the
Sudarishvam,
free in.
exactly in Sudarishvam.
There is also one technical problem here. You have to use the second string a lot in the while you play Saveri because the
Yes.
Sa has to be
Yes.
oscillated. You cannot play it in the first string.
Yes. Yes.
So, but certain times you cannot jump to the second string, so you have to play it on the first string. At that point, there is also I tell the students don't give any oscillation to the re when you play it in the first string.
Yes.
Again, ultimately you have to come to the second string.
Second string, yes.
So Gamakas and all, it's a learning, revisiting while teaching. You also
Right.
your concepts also become stronger.
Yes, yes. Teaching always helps that. Yes. So the Suddha Rishabham and Suddha Daivatam, definitely we give the Gamakam in the previous note itself, in
Previous note.
yeah, Shadjam and Panchmam itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
The another note which takes Gamakam is the Sadharana Gandhara. Right.
Ah.
Yes. In ragas like Ananda Bhairavi or Riti Gaula, or just now we spoke about Bhairavi. But in
Again, it is done in the previous note. It can be done in the same note also as in Riti Gaula especially.
hmm, Hmm.
The sort of program is a little more
Yes,
common
yes,
with ragam.
yes.
It can be done
In the
in
same
the Rishabam
Sarasthana.
along with. That there it is done in the previous.
Yes. Right.
So
Hmm.
these swaras can be done in the previous as well as in the actual note also.
Yes, depending on the prayogam. Yes.
Yes, depending
Mm-hmm.
on the period.
Is the Kaisik Nishadam.
I think the line got cut. I couldn't hear what you said.
Yeah, I think now it's fine.
Hmm.
Yeah. Another typical note which goes with lot of Gamakas is Kaisik Nishadam.
Yes, Nishad, yes.
Yes. Of course, some ragas do take the plain note. Ni
Yeah.
ni sa mirinaka. Yeah, just
Yeah, yeah,
as you said.
absolutely.
Yes. But mostly it goes with a Gamaka.
Like in
Mm-mm.
Karnataka, Bhayanian.
Yes.
It is played in the previous note.
Previous note.
Usually,
It,
in the Avarohanam, when you play the Gamakam, is like a jaru, but it is
yes.
softer. And when you are playing the Arohana, it is between Daivatam and Sa. So,
Mm-mm. And there is a difference when the Kaisik Nishadam is in combination with Chatushriti Devatam, it is different. When it is in combination with the Suddha Devatam, it's all the more difficult.
yes, it is in combination with Shuddha Chatushruti and Todi, you have to play the Nishadam in the Chatushruti. And the meter has to come in Shuddha Devatam only. See,
Mhm.
it is also some play like this. Uh, so it's not done like
Chatushriti
that.
Rishabam is used. Hmm.
ఇక్కడ
Yes.
sing like that.
So
But
it's, see, when you say,
you should not hear the touch of Chatushriti Rishabam while you are playing the Gandhara Mentodi.
yes.
It has to glide from Ma or has to come from the Shuddha Rishabam.
Hmm. Hmm.
There are ragas where you can clearly, like Asaveri and all, you can clearly, it has two Rishabam, so you can play the Gandharam in Chatushriti
Yes.
Rishabam with that
Yes.
touch.
Yes. Yes.
There it is all right to use that.
Yeah, because it has Chatushriti Rishabam also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
without hearing the Chatushriti Rishabam,
Yeah.
Gandharam has to be executed in Todi, so all these combinations are there.
Yes.
This
Yes.
comes out of lot of listening and experience.
That's it.
We
Yes.
can show the students also.
Yes.
But we should not come. We should have an ear for identifying the
That is true.
mistakes.
That is very,
I
very
have
important.
myself learned from many mistakes that I have made. on stage,
Yes,
off
yes.
stage. So
Mm-mm.
learning is a continuous process.
Yes, yes. See, when you said that just in pa, you could touch so many notes.
Yes, there is a
So,
name for that.
huh.
That computer. Two or three notes creating one.
I know. Yeah. So, such things can, get into our system only through listening. And how to execute
Listening.
it is through a guru. Yes. But you must
Yes.
know the right sound which you have to produce in your
That
instrument.
is
That is
that
through
is
listening only. Yes.
like in Veena, there are frets, so the initial learning is quite easy. And
Yes.
while teaching initially, in our school at least, we do not introduce many gamakas. Maybe slight jaggers and all
Mm.
we will introduce. Too much of kampitam and all is not introduced. Slowly in Gitas it is started, shown
Mm.
continuous in surgeries, and by the time the student comes to the Varna stage, all the it, so it's a slow
Okay.
development of executing the gamakas.
Yes.
So I was telling something, so I lost the track
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. See, while teaching, we you don't just start with gamakas. Even if it is
No,
Mayamada has lot of gamakas, but then you teach them first the swarasthanas. So once they get a
Swarasthanas.
grip about the
The
sthanas,
background note also has to be understood. So
yes, yes,
unless what I was coming to is in Veena, if you play plain notes and slide, it sounds melodious. When it is violinists, they have to actually figure out all that. So all the more difficult when the students are learning violin,
yeah. It's again
if you need
imaginary.
to figure
Yes,
out the swaras. So they're likely to
yes.
break. So while
Mm.
teaching Veena, initial lessons will be a little easy because all the dots are there, frets are there, so they can make out. As
Mm-hmm.
you progress, go to Varnas and then start
Right.
learning. That's where all those intricate Gamakas will come. And there, listening helps.
Lot. Yes,
Listening helps a lot. But to understand the depth of every Gamaka, you have to have that kind of knowledge.
yes, yes.
If
True.
you don't listen and you just learn from the Guru, that's not going to be
Yes,
enough.
yes. You can't judge. See, when you sit at home and practice, one should be able to judge. Is this the sound? As you said in Saveri, it is not sari, sari. It's just
It's not.
re. So how your ear has to judge.
So
And,
to a certain extent, yes, if the student plays the Gamaka a little, the depth of it is not correct.
mm.
You can sing and show,
Yes,
uh, and then, but that will not be enough. That will not remain.
yes, yes,
Uh,
yes,
as opposed to if they are exposed to a lot of music, then I think it just gets into their system. And
yes, yes.
automatically the hands
But
also will
yes, if the
play
student has to judge the sound, whether this is Saveri Rishabham or Saveri Daivatam, he has to have a listening experience. Only that can judge. Yes,
a lot of listening,
lot of
20%
listening.
learning, 80%
That too
executing.
with observation, not just listening. It is listening with observation.
With observation, exactly.
Otherwise, nothing gets
And
into our system.
when they are listening to Alapana also, the Gamakas and also the Swarasthanas also improve. They
Mm-hmm.
focus on that and they have to do the exercise of Swara mapping. This doesn't come naturally. Maybe only for prodigies it comes. But
Yes,
even Swara mapping for any Kriti or Alapana, any phrase in music, is an exercise that they have to practice.
yes,
That
yes,
comes only with focus listening, not okay, I listened to something and I have enjoyed it, finish it, it's forgotten.
yes,
Focus
yes,
listening and observation has to be there.
yes.
Right.
So, what suggestions do you give to your students? I mean, how many hours do they sit for a practice, or what do they practice?
It depends on the level.
Yeah, what level they are, of course. Yes.
So for beginners, there are exercises that Master Garu VS used to show us. I teach all that, like three exercises to get mobility on the,
Mm-hmm.
and however fast you can with talam.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep telling my guru asked me to. It's called Vehi Sadhakam. You have to do 1,000 times Tristhai on all the sthais and one
Yes.
round Mandra to Atitara sthai and back
Aditara and back. Yes.
one one
Uh,
round. So I
yes.
keep telling to do that. Yeah, most of them do it. And
Mm-hmm.
Geetams, playing three speeds in Geetams.
Speeds and items.
Nowadays, students know they are. We should not push them too much. I think if they will, they'll just say, "Oh, enough. I'm
Say
not
goodbye.
learning." So very sensitively, I tell
Yeah.
them
We
they
have to take them very carefully.
very carefully. Otherwise, so I slowly introduce the difficult things like playing talam while
Yes.
playing the alakarams and all in three speeds. Okay, so I keep praising them. So some techniques that I have learned over the years. As a teacher, I have improved.
Yes. As a teacher. Yes.
Uh, so, uh, so for beginners, these are like Geetams also in three speeds.
So
I
from
have my
Geetams,
guru used to.
since it's an instrument, from Geetams you teach them how to play the Sahityam
Yes,
with the
yes,
gaps
true.
and all. Yes.
The Sahityam into is like if you hear, for a person who knows the lyrics, should be able to connect to the lyrics even when you're playing. That way
Yes.
they say Nadavu is not is redundant in instrument because you don't get to know the lyrics. But I don't agree
Yes.
there. Even in Nadavu also, if you are conscious of the lyrics, then you can also convey it to the people who are listening
Yes.
that
Yes.
you are playing. It doesn't sound. The complaint is it will start sounding like Kalpana Swaram,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
you can make it sound. That is the expertise. So that's
Yes.
where. So
Hmm.
how many hours of practice? It depends on the youngsters. I say you should sit as long as you can. They have other pressures of school, homework,
Yes.
and I have exams, ma'am. So I will not come now.
Yes. That's the
There
normal
are also
practice.
children who are preparing for medical entrance and all, but still they come and they play.
Still they come.
It depends
Yes.
on the student's passion.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah,
Passion
with
and the
early
ability
stages,
to, yeah.
I tell the students that they should at least put in at least 3
Yes.
hours
Yes.
of practice.
Yes. It's all in their passion, one, and the ability to cope up with so many things.
Yes.
Yes, of course,
Uh,
passion makes them do that.
every student is different.
It is
You
different,
can't
yes.
use them
So the teaching also has to go tailor-made according to the student. Yes,
the music should be a joy, not a punishment. Like oh,
exactly. Yes,
and I keep telling that you should, if you have those academic subject like school work and all, this should be a relaxation.
exactly.
Up to a certain stage, yes, but if you want to break the plateau and then go
Yes,
forward,
yes.
have
Forward.
advanced training and all, then
Then you need to sit and
you put in
practice.
the
Yes,
hard work. I think this is true for
yes.
everything, not only music.
They should be able to plan their daily work. Yes. Nice, ma'am. Gave us a lot of education about the Gamakas and suggestions for students. Nice. Shall we wind up here and get back to you again after some time for another topic on a specific
Sure.
raga? Yes.
Sure,
So,
I hope I have been able to give some inputs on
yes,
Gamaka.
ma'am. Surely, yes.
I'm not sure. I have to very frankly say that I perform, but
Yes.
comes to expressing
Yes.
and
Yes.
explaining myself, I'm probably not very good at
No, 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 no. You did a
that.
wonderful job. Yes. It was very well expressed. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Namaste.
Thank you.
And namaste, dear friends. We shall get back again next Sunday, same time, live stream. Till then, goodbye. Namaste.